Happening today, some Alabama lawmakers and advocacy groups gathering at the state capitol to ask U.S. senators to vote no on President Trump's budget bill. Now, some are calling it harmful to health care and food assistance for hundreds of thousands here in Alabama. Our Shelby Myers in the studio with what you need to know. Shelby.
Well, Cameron, some state and local advocacy groups met alongside Democratic State Senator Kirk Hatcher to voice their worries that if this bill passes, there could be major food and health care cuts for some of Alabama's most vulnerable. But Senator Tommy Tuberville today is pushing back against that narrative.
The idea of not being able in a country that continues to be, without a doubt, the wealthiest country in among developed countries, we're having this type of conversation is an absolute moral abomination.
No mincing words from Alabama State Senator Kirk Hatcher talking about Alabamians not being able to afford groceries. In a hands-off SNAP and Medicaid news conference in Montgomery today, Senator Hatcher and representatives from the advocacy groups Alabama Rise, Feeding the Gulf Coast, and Voices for Alabama's Children joined together to plead with U.S. senators to vote no on President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill. They say Congress is aggressively pushing legislation that would make drastic cuts to food assistance under the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, leaving Alabama to foot the rest of the bill.
At a minimum cost of $121 million a year, maxing out at around $300 million a year. So where is that money going to come from?
The different groups are also saying nearly 200,000 Alabamians would lose health coverage as a result of the bill's changes that would block federal incentives to expand Medicaid, citing that already struggling rural hospitals would continue rapidly closing due to the lack of funding.
We are standing here today asking Senator Tommy Tuberville and Senator Katie Britt and all members of our congressional delegation to vote no this week when presented this budget package.
I reached out to Senator Tuberville's office about this plea from Alabama Arise and others. He responded in part saying, quote, "This bill takes important steps to address waste, fraud, and abuse of taxpayer dollars." He goes on to say, quote, "We are not cutting Medicaid. We are cutting abuse of Medicaid by people who aren't eligible for the program." As Congress members right now are working to tweak parts of the bill, Senate Majority Leader John Thune says Republicans are working to get it passed.
We're plowing forward, and when we actually get on it still is an open question, but rest assured we will.
I did also reach out to Senator Britt's office, and I am still waiting for her reply. The U.S. Senate could vote on this plan this week as they debate through the cuts to Medicaid and address debt concerns with the bill that some other senators have. In the studio tonight, Shelby Myers, Fox 10 News.